Live from the Icebox Studio in Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania, it's The Bill and Corey Show.
I'm Bill.
And I'm Corey.
Welcome back to another live edition of The Bill and Corey Show.
Yes.
We got some good questions. This is your weekly tech support improv. And this question didn't even make the list until this morning. So it just came up this morning.
Well, yesterday afternoon, but I kind of discussed it this morning.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not quite sure of the question. I'll let Corey deal with the question and everything else.
A customer had an inline pure gas purifier. I don't know which one. It really doesn't matter because they're all the case is the same.
This one's showing it with the brackets on.
I have the brackets on there. It's just I didn't decide to take them off. It's this way you can mount it. So they're asking how to install the end connections on here, and they're like, how do I do it? Well, first off, this end connection is like
well, you want to zoom in? We'll use a zoom in camera. There we go.
This end connection is like a Schrader valve, and as you can see, there's a point on the end of it.
That's a sharp point.
A sharp point. And so what you want to do is you want to have these installed to your tubing first because it's a Schrader valve, so it'll stay closed, so it won't let flow go through.
Oh, down.
Oh, sorry. It won't. Yeah, it's a Schrader valve.
Yeah.
So as long as there's nothing connected to this end,
so it's
no
got a
flow
little spring in there.
It's got a little spring in there.
Just like your bicycle tire.
So attach these to your tubing that you want to,
And these are compression fitting on this end, right?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, compression fitting.
Quarter and eighth, I think.
Yeah, quarter and eighth inch tubing.
Yeah.
And then after you have this fitting installed, this thing moves in, and then you just put it on there, and you screw it in. And the thing about this is another part of the question was, will this be affected if you take these things out? Will it be open atmosphere? And I don't know if you can see. Probably not. There's a little hole there.
Look at that.
There's a little hole there, but it's a foil.
So it's a foil thing, and your pointy end pokes through it.
Yeah, the pointy end pokes through it as you put it up there, and then it opens it up to atmosphere. So this will not be open to atmosphere until the pointy thing.
The pointy end. Stab them with the pointy end.
Goes, breaks through the foil. Just like there's many household products that you do that with, especially glues and adhesives.
Right. Yeah. You have to puncture through.
You got to puncture through foil.
And it's got O-ring, so it's an O-ring seal.
Yeah.
In there, and the screws just the screws.
It's proprietary threading, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, the sealing point is going to be when the O-rings.
It's tighter down.
So you don't need to put any Teflon tape on.
Oh yeah. That's okay. I see. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, that's how you attach it.
That's how that goes.
Yeah, make sure this is on first. Attach the filter.
Okay, well, he's putting that away. I'll go to our regularly scheduled question. I have recently purchased a used 3872 mini regulator. Great. I have a question with the shutdown disconnect procedure. Unlike my other regulator, when I turn the regulator hand knob counterclockwise to close it, the knob unscrews right out as opposed to stopping when it's fully closed. How does dealing with the 3872 differ from a full-size regulator? And Corey just showed you there. You unscrewed the knob and everything falls apart. You got a little button thing there.
Yeah,
you got
a spring and a button.
And that's kind of. There's actually another one, and that's not coming out.
No, is that the diaphragm?
Yeah, no. That's another button. So
okay.
This one's just a washer. So when you're when you're screwing that, it rotates on there. Yeah,
puts the pressure on the spring. Otherwise, this point would come down and wouldn't touch the spring, and it would be useless. Because there's a little. Right. There's a little. You can see. Can I get the light to flash on that? I had it for a moment.
You're not gonna get it.
There it is.
Oh, there's a little screw in there.
Yeah, there's a little pointy thing in there.
And
it pushes down on this little button. You can see it's a little bit discolored.
It's got a little bit of grease on there.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of discoloring. So that can happen, and your regulator is not ruined. You just kind of have to, hopefully, if you didn't lose any of the pieces,
put it back together.
Put it back together, and it's good to go.
Okay. Now we'll show you a regular regulator.
Well, I mean, they're all regular regulators. What do you think? This is abnormal? Is it different? You don't like?
Yeah, we'll be nice to it. So it's okay. This is our common bar stock regulator.
This is a regulator you can take home to mom and pa.
Yeah. It's a dual stage regulator. It's obviously bigger. It's not called a mini
No,
regulator.
it's not- yeah.
We don't call it a big one either.
No,
So
a mega regulator. We're going to start calling them mega
we
regulators.
don't make them feel uncomfortable. They have to be body positive with the regulators. So this knob, you do a counterclockwise, it's not coming off.
No.
That's locked on there.
Which is what I mean, and if you think about it, that's what I would expect too if you're doing it.
Well,
Like,
if you're using this regulator all the time.
if you're using this right, but
Yeah.
any regulator, you wouldn't expect it to just. No, I mean, if you think about regulators and what you'd think it would not let you take it apart that easy.
Well, the mini reg has actually parts that'll fall out.
Yeah.
Because that's the way. And these are actually kind of set up. Zoom in a little bit.
It's the other one.
No, this is the same type of deal.
I know it is. It's just.
Yeah, this is another one that doesn't have all the gauges on it. But it's interesting because the knob is smaller than like the bonnet. So you can easily panel mount these things and you don't have to take the knob off. Even though the knob's real easy to take off.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
whatever. That's and it comes with the panel mounting nuts. I don't know if anybody ever uses those things, but it comes with
Panel mount a mini reg. That is interesting.
anyways, yeah, there's other regulators. Some of them are industrial regulators. You can screw the knob out, but the screw is part of the knob itself.
No, well, the one that we had, I think, was the 3030 or is it the high flow where you just unscrew it?
Yeah, some of them that can
Yeah,
unscrew.
it has a knob that looks like this, but comes right off still.
Yeah. And
So the looks can be deceiving, is all I'm saying.
yes, but the idea with the regulator is when you want to turn it out to 0 psi, that's when you're doing it
Yeah.
counterclockwise. You do it till you can't feel the spring anymore.
Yeah.
The spring's
Yeah, it'll
already
get a little
extended.
loose.
So that it's not take it out till it stops, but people are used to doing that because it works, and then they get.
You
one
can
that
feel the
doesn't.
tension go out on the thing. It becomes like wobbly a little bit.
Yeah, so it's a tension thing. It's kind of hard to show the tension stuff on there. So
It's hard to show tension. I mean, we could try to act it out.
could kind of just. Okay, and this is one. This is a good one because a good question. I'm glad I had this one.
Well,
'cause
the
this
other
one's
ones are crap. Is that what you're
No,
trying to
this
say?
is. They're all good questions. I don't make them feel bad.
But this one,
This one's a. The questions just keep
Better
and
than
better
good.
and better.
Well, good, but
Next
it's
week
better than good.
it'll be better than this week. Okay, here's a question. This is interesting because they have different terminology in it. Actually, I think it's from Europe or something like that. So
well, it has to be. All signs point to Europe.
yeah, it does. So it says they're looking for a dual stage regulator with manometers. Will be used for pressure regulation, nitrogen from bottles on gas station. Must have the following characteristics. So I'm going to explain things. Manometers, we talked about this some Bill and Corey show a long time ago. That's another word for gauge, and it's actually yes.
Yes.
No, I don't have to explain that. So they say pressure in nitrogen bottles, 200 bar. What's that? That's about 3,000 psi. Working pressure at outlet, that's the delivery pressure to pressure regulator. They say 6 bar, that's about 90 psi.
Doing this math in your head really well.
Yeah. Possibility of pressure regulation up to 10 bar, and that's an easy one because 10 times 14.5 is 145 psi. And then here's the one that was hard to translate. So inlet port for bottles of nitrogen, W24, 32 times, well,
1/14th.
1/14th R8 for right-handed.
1/14th.
And that's
That isn't even something we use.
yeah, you look at that and you go, what the heck is
It's
that?
got to be European. They don't even know how to use the imperial system.
Yes. Right, it's a mixture of metric and fractional or something. I don't know what's going on here. So we had to go to our trusty internet.
Had to
search
fire up the old
engine.
internet
So
search
Corey,
engine.
Corey did this one, typed away, maybe not typed
I
like
typed
that.
in
How do you
W24,
type?
comma, 32X,
Okay, that's probably the right hands thing. So
1/14th RH, and I hit enter.
and it hit enter and it popped up,
DIN 10.
DIN 10.
DIN 10.
DIN
DIN,
10.
which is a European fitting.
And that's just for nitrogen.
Yes, and it's just for nitrogen. So it all matched up pretty
That's
well.
that's a German, it's like the German CGA,
Mm-hmm.
and it is Deutsche something.
Probably two more like 5-syllable
Industrial
words.
National. Yeah, something like that.
5-6-syllable words.
Yeah.
A lot of grunts.
Yeah. And it's actually DIN 47710 or something, because it's the DIN, the Deutsch specifications of whatever it is. So people shorten it to DIN 10 instead of.
Deutsch is what Germans call Germany.
Yeah.
Deutschland. It's just, I don't know if anybody knew that.
Yeah.
Deutschland. It's a better name than Germany. I want to call. Why don't we just call them Deutschland?
Well, that's what we got with the Pennsylvania Dutch or Germans.
Yeah,
And you think, oh, they're from
Netherlands.
Nope.
Why are the Netherlands called Dutch? There's no D-U-T or C or H in the Netherlands. There's a T.
I just, maybe because they're invaded by the Germans. I don't know. It's outlet connection from reducer valve. That's, I guess, the regulator. Half-inch NPT male. That's pretty big. Sometimes when you hear those, these are 1/4-inch female, so that's a typical connection. And they're looking for a 1/2 inch. So sometimes you might want to ask, hey, what kind of
flow
what's
rate
your flow rate going on here?
Because we can do a high flow rate 1/2 inch.
Yeah, we could do that. But yeah, but it's possible. So it's for a single cylinder, so they'll figure it out. So deliver the connections together with the reducer valves. It's a given. We're not going to give you a box of parts.
No, I want to do the IKEA thing. Where like, I want to get a switchover, and you just
We've done that. Sometimes we sell pressure regulators, and they say they want this, and it's as -S modified, and it says this, and says, oh, leave the CGA off.
Yeah, then we have. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
because I guess maybe.
But
they
we
wanted to
didn't
put a
give it
hose
to
in.
them with the bonnet off and the spring
didn't
out
do
and
that.
stuff like that. That would be the way to go.
No, it's not. And pressure adjustment manual. That's good. Automatic.
We do not have any automatic.
Well,
I
they,
mean,
they do have automatic.
no, they do. We don't really.
Yeah, we're not getting.
We don't carry that, but there are some. Yes.
Then we actually the manometer for inlet pressure 0 to 280 bar. And that's about 4,000 psi. We can get, and we have gotten gauges that have bar on there. That's a special order.
You can get it at your local watering hole.
Yeah, something. And this is manometer gauge for outlet pressure 0 to 16 bar. That's a little odd. That's 230 psi. That's not a gauge that we typically carry. On our typical
It's 400
regulator, no. But if it's 145 psi delivery, which would be our 150.
I think it's a 400, doesn't it?
Yeah, we could go with a 400. You can give it with switchovers. We'd go with a 200.
Okay. But we don't have a 250.
So we don't have a 230. That's
Well,
kind of an odd choice.
I would say 250 would be the one that we possibly would have, because that's like a round number.
Yeah. So that's it. So what we'd recommend would be either, if they want the stainless steel version, it would be a 3810A DIN 10. That's a stainless steel dual stage regulator. Or you go to 3122A DIN 10 if you wanted brass. And those have about at 100 psi, about a 7 cubic foot a minute max flow rate. So.
Alrighty.
Okay, and this is, we could squeeze this one in here. It says they're looking for a push-to-connect fitting on the outlet of a switchover system. And we'll show you I got a bucket of fittings in here. You want to grab all the little parts? It's the push connect. So here's one of our switchovers. I get to hold it this week.
Oh.
It was one of our switchovers. And we typically have 1/4-inch compression fitting on the outlet. Oh, yeah. Zoom out. Okay. Typically have a 1/4-inch compression fitting on the outlet, but we can do different fittings.
We have an option for a 1/2 inch.
Yeah, we have option for, so we have some of the, they were looking for, I want to zoom in. This is one of our push to connect or one-touch fittings. And they're for plastic tubing. So you take
Or polyurethane, which is a type of plastic.
Right. Yeah, soft nylon or polyurethane tubing. So it's a soft tubing. Putting stainless steel or copper in here, you might not get a good seal. So it's kind of push to connect, and it kind of locks in there. You want to loosen it, you push that in, pull it out. Now the limitation though is that this is only good to 10 bar, which if you remember from previously, PSI, 145 psi. But you want to, we got different This is a 1/2-inch compression fitting. That's good. Yeah, zoom in. And oh, this is your 1/4-inch stainless steel.
That one's about twice as big as this one.
Diameter-wise.
Diameter-wise, not area-wise.
And then this is also a common one would be a VCR fitting. Some people have VCR tubing and stuff. You know, a system with VCR fitting, so they want to have the outlet be VCR. So that's kind of common. We've done other oddball fitting. Well, with the push connect, sometimes we get metric. They might want some millimeter tubing
Yeah,
and
it's like
stuff
10
like
millimeter.
that. 10 millimeter,
I see that a
4, 8, 12, stuff like that. So we can do that too. Yeah. So that's all the questions we got there for this week.
Yeah.
So tune in again next week for another edition of the Bill and Corey Show.
Set your VCRs.